Very good morning, all of you. On a fine Sunday morning, I'm really happy to have you all here. This is the first general session on Sunday. As per our live schedule, every Sunday at 10:30 a.m., I'll be appearing here live to discuss something some topic in physics which is related to our daily life. So here on this day, I would like to discuss something really special related with the past and present of science. We can connect it well with physics, with our daily life, whatever things are happening in and around at this age and time. We would like to discuss those in this particular live. So I would like each one of you to be here till the end of this live, taking necessary notes whenever it is needed, which will enhance your learning experience from this particular session. So without wasting any more time, let me share my screen with you. I wanted to share the particular window. And yes. I hope the screen is visible for each one of you. So the topic under discussion is science past and present. So when we are discussing about the past and present of science, it is critically important to have a discussion on the evolution of the concept of light. So let us start from that point itself. See, there were many theories related to the behavior of light. And I wanted to bring or briefly discuss the major theories related to light. The first one was proposed by Sir Isaac Newton. As we all know, Newton was considered, or Newton is still considered to be one of the iconic scientists who had contributed immensely to the various branches of science, especially when it is related to physics and math. So, the concept proposed by Isaac Newton was the corpuscular concept or particle concept of light. So, according to Newton, some source of light, any source of light, it is emitting very small particles or particles which are having no mass, but the source is continuously emitting such kind of particles one after one continuously, and these particles are highly elastic and they are moving along the same straight path. They are having the capacity to hit some surface and get reflected. Okay, with this particular concept, various phenomena related to light which was observed then that time, Newton was able to explain all those phenomena with great accuracy or precision, like rectilinear propagation of light, reflection of light, refraction of light, and um, all almost all the phenomena observed that time. Newton was able to explain all those phenomena with this particular theory, which is called as corpuscular theory or particle theory. That was the contribution by Newton. But at the same time, another scientist whose name is Christian Huygens, he also uh, came with some insights about light, but with a different theory or different behavior. According to Huygens, light is considered to be having or possessing the particles of a wave, or wave character is exhibited by wave. That was the theory proposed by Huygens. Let me, in between, let me say something else. See, by looking into these historic milestones in physics, we will land on the present scenario in which we are being cheated by fear mongering and fear marketing by various unethical industries. That's what I wanted to. I wanted each one of you to think about by yourself and to make appropriate decisions which will influence your life. So that's what I wanted to uh, give clarity on. So Huygens, according to Huygens, light is having wave character. But the major question raised by all other scientists towards Huygens was, uh, at that time in 17th century, in the second half of 17th century, the only waves which were known to human was mechanical waves, like water waves, waves propagating on a stretched string, then sound waves. All these are known waves that time. And all these waves were mechanical waves. What do I mean by mechanical wave? A mechanical wave is a wave which require a material medium to propagate through. Example, water waves are propagating through the medium water. Sound waves are propagating through the medium air. If this room in which I am sitting here is evacuated and I am trying to speak out, you will see only the movements of my lip. You will not be able to hear me. Why it is so? Sound produced by my vocal cords, the vibration of my vocal cords will not propagate without a medium, and that sound will not be able to get captured by this particular microphone, and you will not be able to listen me or hear me. That's the situation. So sound requires a medium which is called as wave. Then wave on a stretched string. If you give a jerk on a stretched string, the disturbance or the wave will propagate through that particular medium. So whenever you consider all these waves, all of them require a material medium to propagate through. That is the nature of a mechanical wave. And in the second half of 17th century, the only waves known to scientists or human were mechanical waves. So the question faced by Huygens was, you are saying that light is having wave character or wave behavior. We clearly know that light from stars and sun reaches earth by passing through empty space or vacuum in between, which is in between earth and sun or earth and those particular stars. How it will be possible? That was a question or challenge faced by Huygens. So Huygens gave a very interesting reply for those questions. His response to these questions was, who told you that there is no medium? There is a medium. and that medium is called as ether, which is the medium called ether. It is filling the entire universe, and our planet Earth, Sun, and other stars, and every celestial objects, they are getting immersed in this particular medium, which is called ether. And light is passing through that particular medium, ether. That was the response given by Huygens. But uh, both Newton and Huygens were contemporary scientists, but the theory proposed by Huygens uh, didn't receive much appreciation because of two things. One, Newton was having immense domination among the science and scientists. Whatever proposed by Newton was considered to be the final word or authority in the area of science on those days. That was one reason. The second reason, the corpuscular theory proposed by Newton was so elegant and it was so simple in explaining the phenomena like reflection, refraction, and rectilinear propagation. But the wave concept proposed by Huygens, it was slightly or rather complicated while explaining these commonly known phenomena like reflection, refraction, rectilinear propagation, etc. So Newton got accepted. At the same time, the theory proposed by Huygens didn't receive much appreciation in the second half of 17th century. That is in 1670s. That is the period. Strong debate happened on this things. Now, the wave theory by Huygens remained dormant for more than a century. And in the year 1801, I have discussed about the concept of ether. In the year 1801, then you think about after around 125 years, a scientist, British physicist called Thomas Young, he performed a famous experiment called Young's double slit experiment. Young's double slit experiment. And in that particular experiment, the result obtained was some crazy results. And every scientist then tried to explain the result of Young's double slit experiment using Newton's corpuscular theory. And the theory failed terribly in explaining a profound experiment like Young's double slit experiment. At the same time, Huygens' wave theory succeeded in explaining the Young's double slit experiment in an elegant manner. Perfect explanation. And earlier I told that Huygens' theory was successful in explaining rectilinear propagation, reflection, refraction, etc. But the explanation process was rather complicated. But it was successful in explaining those phenomena as well. So, by the discovery or invention of double slit experiment, the results of double slit experiment and all other phenomena related to light till then was able to explain by Huygens' theory. So Huygens' theory got attraction, and up to a certain extent, the theory proposed by Newton, corpuscular theory, got slightly discarded, or it went on to the backstage, and Huygens' theory come onto the front end. So the concept proposed by Huygens about ether again came onto limelight. And several discussions, debates, and thought process, brainstorming happened related to the concept of ether. One such process, which was profound enough, happened in the year 1887. Again, after some 86 years. 86 years. It formulated in the form of a famous experiment which was called Michelson-Morley experiment. It was performed in 1887. Two scientists, Michelson and Morley, they performed a powerful experiment. They wanted to detect the presence of ether. That was the objective of this particular experiment. And they designed a wonderful experiment with absolute accuracy and precision. And let me discuss the outcomes of the experiment. See, they wanted to detect the presence of ether in the universe. So they designed a wonderful experiment. I'm not diving deep into the experiment. It is a complicated one, which is being taught in graduation or post-graduation level. So my point is somewhat different. I'm summarizing the result by Michelson-Morley. So their hypothesis, they started the experiment with the hypothesis that ether do exist. And they designed the experiment, and according to their design and calculation, if ether was present, there was certain anticipated result as per their precise and perfect calculation. So that will be the logical connection between the existence of ether and the proof. Okay. So in such a strong way, the experiment was designed. As I told you, like that. Then again, they conducted the experiment at several places. Several times they repeated the experiment. They analyzed the results each time. Again, they performed the same experiment at different parts of the world as well. But each time they got a negative result. So if ether was present, that experiment should have given the result. That was the design and structure of that particular experiment. But unfortunately, the result was negative in all the cases. Here, I wanted to tell you something really, really special. Actually, whenever, what do you think about the result? Whenever we perform an experiment, the scientist who conducts the experiment, they will record the result of the experiment. So what will you be recording the result of this particular experiment if you are doing this experiment? What will be you recording? You think about it. Pause this video for a while or wait for a while and please write your result. If you imagine yourself conducting this particular experiment, you are getting this negative result even after repeating the same experiment several times. What will be your result? What you will be recording as your result? If we are recording the result, most probably the recording will be either do not exist. Okay, because each and every time they are getting negative result. And the experiment is designed in such a profound and precise manner. So, if either is present, definitely this experiment should give results. But each time they are not getting the results. So, what should be the result or recorded result? It should be either do not exist. But Michelson and Morley recorded the result of their experiment as follows, which whenever I explain this result, I really get goosebumps because it is the way science approaches various natural phenomena. So, let me share with you the result as recorded by Michelson and Morley. They recorded the result as either cannot be detected by this experiment. They are leaving a space for some other experiment which would have designed in a much better way, which can or which could reveal the existence of ether. This is the way of science. This is the honest and precise approach science has to various phenomena. They could have recorded the result as either do not exist, but they didn't do that. The recorded result was either cannot be detected by this experiment. And this should be, this strategy should be followed by each and everyone who are dealing with science. Whatever branches you are dealing with, whether it is physics, chemistry, math, or biology, whatever it may be. This is the honest and transparent approach by science. Science is always ready to accept failures. Science is always open to new things or new excavations, new expeditions, new discoveries, new inventions. So that is the basic quality we do observe related to science. Now I wanted to uh, come to the present scenario that is strictly related with uh, COVID-19. Why I am discussing about this? See, these days there are media hype related to some new virus which is creating some uh, fearful situation in China. That is the media hype happening these days. So, before some 5 years, in 2019, similar situation happened, and in 2020, the entire world went for a uh, approximately 2 years long lockdown. So, during the Corona lockdown, COVID lockdown, I would like to bring your attention into uh, an important document which was released by ICMR, Institute of Virology. Yeah, I will share the document with you. I will show the document with you. See, this is the this was given by, let me click on it, and I wanted to make sure that you are able to see the screen. Yes. Let me stop sharing this. I wanted to bring the new document. Yes, here it is. Yes, see this. This is an RTI document issued by Institute of Virology under ICMR Pune, National Institute of Virology under ICMR Pune. Okay, and you see the result given by or answer given by Pune National Institute of Virology for two questions. The first question was the average size of SARS-CoV-2 virus, and they have recorded it to be 70 to 80 nanometer. Okay, I will discuss more about this in the subsequent session. And the second one, the average pore size of a standard surgical mask and an N95 mask are recorded to be 0.3 to 10 micrometer and 0.1 to 0.3 micrometer respectively. You see both the results. The first one, size of coronavirus, is mentioned in nanometer, 70 to 80 nanometer. At the same time, the pore size of standard surgical mask and N95 mask are given in micrometer. Now, let me stop sharing this and go back to my original document, original screen share. Yeah. Let me get it now. Second. Yes, here it is. Yes. Now I will elaborate the outcomes. See this. I wanted you to understand a bit more about the concepts of micrometer and nanometer. First, 1 by 1000 millimeter. See, you imagine about 1 millimeter. It is familiar for each one of us. You think about a scale in which 1 centimeter is marked. 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal divisions. And one such divisions, out of that 10 divisions, it is called as 1 millimeter. We are familiar with 1 millimeter. And that 1 millimeter, we need to break down into 1000 equal parts. And one such part is called as 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer. Okay, that is about 1 micrometer. Or it can also be mathematically represented to be 1 by 10 raised to 6 meter. Or it is 1 in 10 lakh of a meter. You consider a meter scale, 100 centimeter, then you break down it into 10 lakh equal portions. Out of those 10 lakh equal portions, you get one single portion and it will be equal to 1 micrometer. That is the case. Now, I wanted to give you a similar insight about 1 nanometer also. 1 nanometer is 1 by 10 lakh of a millimeter. See, you imagine 1 millimeter. You need to divide 1 millimeter into 10 lakh equal fractions or portions. And out of those 10 lakh portions, you get one portion and it will be equal to 1 nanometer. And it can be mathematically represented as 1 by 10 to the power 9 meter. Okay. Or we need to divide 1 meter scale into 100 crore divisions. 100 crore divisions. And out of that 100 crore divisions, one division will be 1 nanometer. That is the size of 1 nanometer. And previously we had discussed about 1 micrometer also. So to summarize, both 1 micrometer and 1 nanometer are very, very smaller lengths, which we cannot measure using ordinary measurement devices or measuring apparatus, okay, which are accessible for common people. all these kind of measurements will be done by special devices. Okay. Now, I wanted to give you the results or answer given by ICMR, National Institute of Virology, regarding the size of uh, SARS-CoV-2 virus, average size of SARS-CoV-2 virus. As per the ICMR document, it is 70 to 80 nanometer. Okay. Now, see, they have given the size of the standard surgical mask to be 3 to 10 micrometer. See, the first one is given in nanometer. The second one is given in micrometer. And what is the relationship between micrometer and nanometer? 1000 nanometer is 1 micrometer. 1000 nanometer is 1 micrometer. You remember about that. Okay. Now, if in such a case, what about 0.3 micrometer? 0.3 into 1000. That means 300. 10 micrometer, which means 10,000 nanometer. 10,000 nanometer. If we consider the average pore size of a standard surgical mask into nanometer as given by National Institute of Virology, ICMR, the size of average size of pore size of a standard surgical mask is to be 300 to 10,000 nanometer. And again, the pore size of N95 mask, which is 0.1 to 0.3 micrometer, which is 100 to 300 nanometer. If you convert this micrometer into nanometer, it will be 100 to 300 nanometer. Now you compare the pore size with the size of standard or average size of coronavirus, which is only 70 to 80 nanometer. Now I wanted to give you an analogy. You consider a cage constructed to keep horses inside, big horses inside, or big elephant inside, a big cage which is constructed for keeping elephant inside. And there are space between two successive pillars. There are pillars in and around, okay, and strongly built also. So we can surely say that elephant will not be able to come out of that cage because the spacing between two successive pillars is insufficient for the elephant to come out, to pass through. But you put some 10 or 20 gods inside such a cage. Will they be able to come out or go inside? They can pass through those pillars easily because the size of a god is very, very, very small when compared to the size of an elephant. So they can easily go inside or come out from the cage. In this is the analogy we need to consider about the statement that the masks will protect us from SARS-CoV-2 virus. Now again, experts, ministers, and many people, many doctors, they started propagating the concept that we need to protect ourselves by wearing masks. You think about the possibility of such a mask protecting us from these kind of viruses, because viruses will be able to pass through those masks even if you are using the most protective N95 masks. Their pore size is much bigger when compared to the size of a SARS-CoV-2 virus. And at the same time, we need to think about another thing. These days, several people are suffering, especially in the post-COVID scenario and post-vaccination scenario. Many people are suffering from severe respiratory issues. Let me stop sharing this and come back to my main screen. Several people are suffering from severe respiratory issues, which can be attributed to these kind of unscientific usage of many medications, many instruments, many wearables we are using. And we should be clearly aware of these kind of things. How we should be empowered, or how we will be able to protect ourselves from these kind of fear mongering and fear marketing activities being done by several unethical industries with the support of uh, the official agencies. The only way we should get empowered with knowledge. Otherwise, we will get cheated. We will be victims of these kind of fear marketing. For last 2 to 3 years, in the post-vaccination era, we do see several healthy people having very good lifestyles, systematic. They keep their body healthy. They are really conscious about their body. Several examples we can quote, like Puneet Rajkumar, like Shane Vaughn, many people, many celebrities, many film stars, many people who are well known in the community society. They got collapsed. And in this regard, I also wanted one more thing to bring into your attention. See, by these general sessions, I wanted general public to get empowered with proper knowledge, proper scientific knowledge, so that you will be able to protect yourself. You will be able to protect those people who are close to you, your family members, your friends and relatives. You can protect them. So one core intention of me doing these kind of sessions and also these educating process is to educate and empower people against these kind of unethical marketing practices. Let me share one more important thing related to this. One second. Let me share it. I hope the screen is visible for each one of you. See, as I told you, I wish to educate, I wish to empower, and I want to give you insight on a rescue mission. What kind of rescue mission? In order to protect yourself, your close people from the fear mongering and fear marketing done by many unethical industries, especially when it is related to big pharma, big food, and big health. In this regard, I wish to bring your kind attention into three major names. One is Dr. Deepak Natarajan, who was consultant to even Nelson Mandela, and he's one of the famous cardiac surgeons in our country, practicing in Delhi, and he was the consultant to two of our prime ministers and many of our union ministers. And another person is Dr. Jacob Puliel. He is a former member of National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization. And another person is Dr. Shashidharan PK. He is the former HOD, Department of Medicine, Government Medical College, Calicut. These people, they are known for their disagreement and the questions though they raised against the unscientific aspects of corona, lockdown, and the following vaccination. I wish to show you something related to Dr. Deepak Nadarajan. 1 second. Let me go back and I will share that screen again. Second. I wanted you to see all these things. Second. Where it is. Sorry. Let me get it. Yes. I got it. Let me pull it out for you. Yes, here it is. I hope the screen is visible for you. See here, this is a post by or tweet by Dr. Professor Deepak Nadarajan on X when the Nobel Prize was declared in medicine last year, 2023. It was given to two scientists who developed the vaccine for COVID. Okay. Surely this will go down as one of the most controversial Nobel Prize in physiology ever. Stockholm has not only been breached but completely captured while millions continue to suffer because of gene-backed vaccine. This is the opinion by Dr. Professor Deepak Natarajan. And this is sneering in your face. He continues, and perhaps this is the most sarcastic and powerful punchline. More ironical than Barack Obama getting the Peace Prize for dropping 16,171 bombs in 1 year, 3 bombs every hour, 24 hours a day. This is one of the tweets by him. Another tweet by Dr. Deepak Nadarajan. He is thanking Times Now for inviting him on a panel discussion in the channel Mirror Now. Okay. See, in this discussion, you will be able to access this channel discussion by visiting his X profile. I will pin this, or I will attach this link in the chat box as the first comment. Okay. Now you can refer it to later. The topic of discussion, you will be able to see on the screen that a 34-year healthy cricketer is running between the wickets, and at that time he is getting collapsed. That is what happening. And Professor Deepak Nadarajan is explaining with data in this particular video. I request each one of you to watch this particular video. So that's all about this. So the only way to get empowered and to be protected from these kind of fear mongering and fear marketing is to get empowered by educating ourselves. We should be having proper scientific knowledge, proper education. Unfortunately, our current education system is rather broken. It only help our students, or insist our students to get marks only by mugging up the information or by following some rote memorization techniques. It will never help in any way to internalize the scientific principles and their beauty and various aesthetic dimensions and the real application in our daily life, which will help us to protect from any kind of unethical marketing strategies by anyone. So, with this, I'm stopping the first general session on Sundays, and we will be conducting these sessions every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. And I would like each one of you to share your comments under this in connection with this. We will try to address more general topics on the Sunday live sessions. Okay. So thank you for being here. Signing off. Once again, we will meet on next Sunday. And one more thing I wanted to share you before leaving. The live sessions are happening every day. On Monday to Saturday, it is meant for students. Specifically, Monday and Thursday, I am conducting live session for +1 student, or rather I would say related to +1 topics. The discussion will be related to +1 topics. On Tuesdays and Fridays, the discussions will be, live discussions will be related to +2 topics. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, the live discussions will be related to high school topics. This is the routine or regular schedule. The timing on Monday to Saturday sessions will be evening 6:30 p.m. Evening 6:30 p.m. IST. And Sunday live session, the timing will be 10:30 a.m. IST. And on Sundays, we will be having some general discussions. Also, I am conducting live webinars on every Thursday and Sunday, which will help you to identify the gaps and cracks that exist in our current education system, especially when it is related to learning physics. So I can help students in taking their physics learning and especially the entire science learning to the next level by following a systematic process. This is a process-oriented learning, not a product-oriented learning, which means I'm not focusing on marks and ranks. Marks and ranks will be the natural outcome or byproduct if you are surrendering to a particular process. And that process will transform your capabilities, your abilities, your learning strategies to the next level. And you will become a new person. And as a byproduct, you will be able to score very good marks, very good ranks in any of the examination you are about to appear. So in order to attend for my free webinar, you can register next free webinar. You can register for my next free webinar by clicking the link provided in the description. Okay. So with that, we are ending the live session, general live session on Sunday. So bye-bye. Thank you. See you next time.